Hi, welcome to Laura's View and Tarot 2. I am so glad you're here. Today's date is Wednesday, August 16th, 2023. In this video, we're going to take a look at a retail item and explore maybe what happened, what's the story going on behind that item. You see, it's not news that there's always an attempt to capitalize on tragedy. Unfortunately, there's a long history of that happening. After a tragedy, repair crews come in and promise all sorts of repairs and leave with the money paid for those repairs. People are sold preventative items so that tragedy X never happens again. And sometimes people try to make a buck reporting and writing about tragedy. This seems to have been the case because while the Maui fires occurred from August 8th through the 11th, on the 10th, a day before they were out, someone published a book about the fires, including some survivor stories, and said that and tying them all to climate change. Now, let me show you where I found this information and then a corresponding article about it. And let's see what's going on. As I'm doing the share screen, by the way, which will be available to you if you'd like to look at this compilation I've got by clicking on the Facebook link in my video description box. But if not, just listen as we go along and we'll see what the tarot cards want to inform and advise about whomever did this. Okay, 1 second. Okay, this is a screenshot of the book. Okay, and as you can see, it was published on the 10th, but it talks about fires, the events of August 8th to 11th. Wow, wow. When I took this screenshot, there were 14 or 18 ratings, and all of them were 1 star, talking about how this book was distasteful, okay, and sick and greedy, and they wrote it before it happened, had to have, okay, bad information. Okay, those are some of the comments about it. And here's an article about it. Available to you if you click on this link or simply go to 100%fedup.com. Book attempting to link Maui tragedy to climate change was published before fires were extinguished. Wow. Now I noticed something else. I tried to click on that author link because a lot of times that online retail site will let you view information about the author. Author has no other items that are published. And when I clicked on the about link, whomever is claiming to be Dr. Miles Stones is said they'd prefer not to say. I'm wondering, since often the deep state and evil, they mock us regular stupid humans, and they have fun with names. Okay, I'm wondering, miles is a large unit of measurement, large, and stones. I'm wondering if someone thought it would be really cute to publish this and have their name mean in an oblique way, big cojones. Okay, so let's see what the universe wants us to know about Dr. Big Cojones. Okay, they published a 44-page book blaming the fires before they were even out on climate change. And did someone jump the gun and publish this a day or two too early? Or what's going on with this? Is it possibly, was it published early so that people would catch on to this, see that discrepancy? Or is this one more time a case of evil has to, in some rather obscure way, let us know their intentions and agenda before they actually roll something out? Well, in this case, the fires were already going when that happened. But are they having to telegraph the blame on climate change? Let's see what the universe wants us to know. We'll find out together. 1 second. Okay, we're looking for insights and information into the motive and logic and rationale behind this book capitalizing on the Maui tragedy, which blamed it on climate change and was published a day before the fires were out, even though it says it's about events that go through the 11th. Very odd, very strange. So we'd like insights into the Dr. Milestones, or the person who is claiming to be Dr. Milestones, big cojones, and this book, this distasteful book. Okay, Knight of Pentacles, Magician, Nine of Pentacles, hoping for moneymaker. That's for sure. Nine of Swords, Eight of Swords, Ace of Cups. Okay, there was no yes or no element to my question. So the Ace of Cups is not indicating a yes here at all. We were looking for insights and information about Dr. Milestones, person who is writing under that name, and the book itself. So again, they were hoping, here's just a real quick rundown of what I see, and I'll show you the elements in the cards that inform me that way. The situation is the Knight of Pentacles, usually a card of well thought out action. Okay. And the Magician makes things manifest. He's the ultimate manifester with access to all four of the elements, all the major elements. So it's interesting that they were hoping to put out a money. Greed was the motive, as often is with this, lot of money making hopes here. Okay. Now, why they jumped the gun and had that book come out on the 10th that's claiming to be about items that happened through the 11th. Okay. There was, again, they were trying to make some money. Fire started, they grabbed a few Instagram accounts of people and pulled this 44-page booklet together. I don't even want to call it a book, call it a booklet, pamphlet. Okay. Now, they're not happy as they hope to be in the near future. We have the Nine of Swords. Okay. So it hasn't turned out quite the way they'd hoped. Okay. Hasn't been as bad as they hoped. Apparently, whoever did this is going to be able to retain their anonymity, but they're not very happy that people notice the discrepancy of the publication date and supposedly the dates that this book was written about, as well as maybe making a connection of the mockery in that Dr. Milestone's name. All right. Now, we can, there are possibly more insights to be had about this book that may come out. If they, we're getting a yes on that for the insights that come out. But basically, I'm really happy to see that while it hasn't gone as badly as it could have, it sure hasn't gone as well as they initially hoped. Let's get two more cards and see what's going on here. Okay. We have the Nine of Cups and the Moon. Okay. Whoever is authoring under this is going to be a one title author. They'll never be able to live this debacle down. Never be able to. Okay. They're going to call it good enough for what they've done, what they've sold. They fulfilled a contract of some sort. And then Dr. Milestones is going, that Mr. Large Cojones is going to fade into the sunset. Okay, let's recap real quickly. We were wondering what was up with this very distasteful book that's capitalizing on the Maui tragedy that was published on August 10th before the fires were even out, and supposedly chronicled survival stories. Also mentioned that the fires burned the whole island, which didn't happen. And we said, what's going on with this? Dr. Milestones is apparently claiming to be the author. First thing ever published under that name. And I wondered if it was a mockery of the name being an allusion to, I've got big cojones. Okay. So here's what we got. They thought they had a well thought out plan, okay, to publish this book, hoping to make some money. quick buck off the tragedy. All right. Also fulfilling apparently some kind of obligation to tie it to climate change. Again, the current situation, yes, it has sold some. There's some gratification about that. Okay. However, because of the negative press that's happening and the poor reviews and people noticing the discrepancy between the publication date and the dates of the tragedy, it hasn't been going as well as they hoped. Okay, not nearly as well as they hoped. All right, so we got an Ace of Cups that showed up. The Eight of Swords. Now, swords are our suit about written and spoken words, often associated with justice too. So, contractual matters. So apparently what I'm getting is that a contract was fulfilled. Someone promised to write a snappy little booklet and have it blame climate change and have it be well accepted. And then, yes, I think if there's a yes involved with this read, it was to my speculation was, is this name of this author a mockery or they're trying to allude to having big cojones? And if there's a yes involved, it'll be with that. All right. Now, here's kind of the foreknowing elements of the cards. All right. He's fulfilled a contractual obligation. He's pretty happy that he or she or whoever this big cojones is happy with that they fulfilled a contract and had that put behind them. And Dr. Miles Stones is probably not going to be publishing again. That name, which I think to be totally fake, is going to die a quick death. So that's what the universe wanted us to know about that distasteful book that's available on Amazon that was published before the fires were even out and supposedly accurately chronicled survivor stories as well as blamed it being the tragic fires on climate change. Well, we know that agenda and we know who pushes that agenda, don't we? I love that people weren't stupid enough to fall for that we question the narrative, that we question where blame casting is happening and use our powers of discernment and logic. And really, that's what the tarot cards are all about. They're even rather irrelevant. They assist you in listening to your intuition, to using your discernment. They're a good tool for that and only for that. And then they're a little fun to work with too. And sometimes I do. I get a kick out of how the universe chooses to answer a question. And there's a little bit of dry humor involved sometimes with the cards that I appreciate. So that's it for this video. Please do not buy that book. It's crap. It's an attempt to capitalize on someone's pain and suffering, and it is not worth your time. But it is good to note the discrepancies involved with this publication and to pat yourself on the back if you didn't fall for it, didn't buy it, and for any mainstream narrative that doesn't resonate with you. Good for you. Until next time, I send you love and light and everything bright. And for those of you who are involved with the tragedy in Maui, peripherally or directly, I'm really praying for you and for the best possible outcome and safety. And a lot of my viewers are too. So we're sending you that energy and hopefully it'll help make a little bit of a difference. So until next time.